Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, yesterday, did I commit? No, hang on. I did not do a commit. So let's start with a commit. There we are. What did we do? We did some cleanup. We are testing the text value stuff. So don't really want that in the commit, I guess. Clean this one up. This one was just a helper, so we can... What did we do here? Oh yeah, we figured out that we shouldn't rewrite the fragment to just the expression. Fine. And, well, so again, this was cleanup. We don't need a fragment, more cleanup. Oh yeah, we're dealing with text nodes properly now. Kind of. I think we're going to leave this for now because it is mostly in process. Do we get anywhere? What did I want to do here? Oh, you're wrong too. Kind of. I think the V was broken. Because... I think it's filtering out this stuff. But it should only be doing that for the dependency. Let's look at the result, because we should have that somewhere. To the dashboard. Ugh. Don't have a description, is the first issue. And why is it breaking the V? Is it because there's an equal sign in there? I go to sleep at about... Yesterday was early, about 9 p.m. So I set the alarm to 3:30. I usually try to get around 6 hours of sleep. And then it's back to the grind, you know. Because somebody has to finish this laser. It's probably me. Why is this broken? We're also getting to sleep a little earlier because on Monday, so tomorrow, we want to be up early to drive down to France and have a vacation. But you know what I'm going to do on vacation? I have to get up at 4 a.m. and work every day. Tomorrow is Monday, yeah. It's Sunday now. Not in Canada, of course. But we're going to be, not this. We're going to be driving down this road all the way kind of here, and then we're going to be close to Strasbourg, which we want to visit. How many kilometers is that? Let's see. Directions. 5 hours. It's about 5 hours. So we're going to go there, to stay there for a week, and then we're going to drive down to Switzerland and stay there for a week. Yeah, that's it. And that's the good part of Europe. The good thing about Europe is you can drive 5 hours and be in France. You can drive 3 hours and be in the Netherlands. And you can drive 5 hours here and then 3 hours here and be in Switzerland. We're not going to drive 5 hours in one go either. We want to probably have a stop somewhere along the way. Oh, we also want to visit Colmar. It's probably a very beautiful town. And it's beautiful because it has old buildings. Ooh, what's that? It kind of looks Dutch, doesn't it? We have trains, yeah. But if you want to go on vacation with a family, you don't want that amount of luggage in a train. All these pictures look bad, by the way. This looks nice. This is what I want to see. And actually looked up because I wanted to ride a train in Switzerland. But, woo, that stuff is expensive. I looked up driving down to Interlaken and then Lauterbrunn because I wanted to get up onto the Jungfrau, which is one of the biggest mountains in all of Europe. But for a family of 5, taking a train ride from Lucerne down to Interlaken to Lauterbrunn and then up the mountain costs around 900 euros. And that's almost as much as our vacation home costs for a week. So probably instead we're going to take the car down to Interlaken, because that's like half a tank of gas, which costs like $50. And then we're going to visit this plateau up here. Lauterbrunn is very nice. It's like this. And there's this one picture that everybody takes with the church and the waterfall in the back. This. It's like the one tourist picture that everybody takes, and I'm going to take it as well. Yeah, so trains are not really an option there. At least not for my budget. I would spend that money, but the problem is then you spend 900 bucks and you would have a train ride for like 4 hours, and that's going to annoy the heck out of my kids, so I can't put them through that. But we do want to drive up there and see some proper mountains, because the kids haven't seen the mountains yet. Interlaken is supposed to be kind of touristy, but the surrounding area is pretty nice. This lake is also supposed to be pretty nice. And look at that. Just driving through that will be a vacation. That's one of the best things about that area. Like we also had a lot of vacations down in Bavaria, and even there, just going somewhere, just riding through beautiful nature is a vacation. What's Banff? What's Banff? Banff. Where is that? Oh, you mean like a nice mountain area? Kind of looks like Switzerland too. Let's see. It looks kind of immediately very Canadian. It looks like one of the videos where there's a huge moose walking through the picture. Oh, there's a lookout. Hang on, come on. A mountain lookout. Yeah, and you don't want to get in their way either. Because a moose can kill you if it is in a bad mood. Oh, look at all these pictures. Nice. I want to have a log cabin here somewhere. Nice. Yeah, that kind of does look like Switzerland. I've never went skiing actually in my life, especially not these huge mountains. Just went sledding at small hills, but never like a big thing. Yeah, so we're going to do that. Going to look at mountains. I want to check out Switzerland too, because I have a lot of that's Vorteil. I have a lot of prejudice about Switzerland, and I want to see whether it's true. Well, positive prejudice. This is why I want to ride the trains, because in my model of Switzerland, every train is nice and on time. And just to have that feel again, you know. I want to ride a nice train that is on time. That's all I want. Get the old Europe feel. That is apparently only alive in a European country that is not in the EU. Funny how that works out. I want to sustain the European illusion for a while. Mm. So many nice places. There's so many nice places. I saw a website yesterday that kind of encapsulated my problems with Europe. Hang on. Can I... To get back to web development, basically. Let me remove this. So this is a website that is about supporting European businesses. And I'm going to load it now, and then you're going to see the performance. So reload. Now you get content. Yesterday I tried to figure out what the issue was, and I think it's just entirely JavaScript rendering. So it does some loading, and then it takes like 6 seconds until it finishes loading here. And there is something going on, and I couldn't figure that one out. We can actually, let's record this. Wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, and capture that. So at some point here, it's doing something in software page renderer min. It's like this. And then there's another thing like here, goes all the way, and it's still not stopping. Where's that? An injected script. I don't know. Like it's still scrolling here. Now it's done. I think there's some stuff that you can optimize in this. Look at this. What the hell? Something in here takes 5 seconds. And this is basically the EU experience, because this seems simple and this should just be static content, but something in there is a bureaucratic nightmare that looks like this, and it never ends. It ends somewhere down here, and you can't even really inspect it. It's still going. Look at that. It hasn't even unpacked everything. And the source code is not available. No, it's not even fast. This is a fast machine and a fast connection. It won't be fast on a MacBook too. A guy who works on a Mac sent me this link, so it won't be fast on his one as well. Sure. Go European. Maybe we can look at the root node of this, wherever that is, and see. Yeah, source code not available. But that might just be a Firefox issue. Interpret generator resume. Node append child. Can I at least look at this file, please? Debugger. Even starting the debugger takes a lot of time. See, I click the tab and it's still loading. Assets. It's also loading this from some weird domain. Blocks. Production? No, wait. That's not even in here. separate this here. For license information, please see the license.txt. Here, right? Or the React. It is React. And somebody did not optimize their React, I guess. Let's report you. I solemnly swear that this is true. Minified React. That's every day. Every day there's a bot. Yeah, it is slow everywhere. This is the European experience. So in that case, React is kind of the perfect European framework, I guess. It's amazing. And this is, seriously, this is all static content. This could be so simple. And you can even have all the dynamic loading in of content and stuff. So I would know, maybe I would like to know about European products and services. But if it takes this long, I might just buy American. I mean, this is the perfect reason to go back to work, basically. I want to build a European alternative that doesn't do this. That doesn't use some American framework. React is Facebook, right? Yeah. Some bad American framework that we can't handle well in the European Union. Wait, shouldn't I be filling in these resources? Because, no wait, item, that's not even true, is it? Hang on, what am I doing here? And why doesn't this thing have an expression? Fragment. Oh, I'm not unpacking this. Wait, where am I even? Control fragment to stream. So I do care about the references here. And the reference should be the version file. So fragment is this. Are you not going to tell me that the code is beautiful and just looks like every Rust code that I can't understand? With a lot of wrapping and unwrapping. You know what I like? I like sequential code. I figured that out on Friday. I was debugging some JavaScript code. And I was dealing with the issue. So I had a for each. I had some array that I wanted to for each over. And in the for each, I wanted to have an async request. And that doesn't work. And if you look at Stack Overflow, they tell you there's a very simple solution, and it's one out of these 12 candidates. And I just want to loop over a freaking array. and you kind of have to, you can convert it, I think I ended up converting it into a basic for loop. But just, if somebody, no, you can't use that. So this here basically is wrong. If you have a for each, you can't have an async function, because for each takes a function. But it can be an async function, so you can't do await stuff in there. Which is the first thing that I would guess I can do, but you can't do that. And if somebody tells you that JavaScript is great or TypeScript is great, just ask them, what's your preferred way of iterating over an array? And maybe they will already like break down in tiers. No, you can do something like, you can wrap it in promises and do an await for each of the promises, and you can apparently do for await in ES 2018, and yeah, it's just, they have like 20, seriously, they have 20 different language constructs for doing for loops. Like just look at, you have for, and then you have for in, and then you have for off. And just try to keep in your head what these things all do. For const element of array, how is that different than for in? Property of objects. So for in is probably the one that iterates over object properties, maybe. Enumerable string properties of an object. So why don't you just make for in or for off work for the properties of an object? And in PHP, an array can simply be a hash, and then you can iterate over all the properties, which is why I only use arrays. I don't even use objects. I don't use classes or anything like that. I just want to have data and iterate over data. See how nice this is? For each in the scope, key value, and you're done. And if you need to make a request in here, you can just do it, and it's synchronous. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Why am I not unpacking this here? Because I should be unpacking this. Can I unpack this? And do I ever get here? Because it kind of feels like I would never get here. Oh, I do get here. Oh, right. This is for figuring out stuff that is in the scope. So this we only care about this if we want to do something in the scope. But it might also be the case that the fragment itself is a resource, in which case we actually want to return the resource. So let's do if not string contains. Why is my computer so slow? If we don't have a scope, and then this should probably be else if case. And then we want to get the cache value of the fragment and do something with that. That should be a resource. And here it's not a resource because this is just a the starting of attack. So we can do if, again, string contains, if this contains a protocol, then we want to know what's going on. No, wait. Oh, if it does contain... And now I've killed the IDE. This is a European IDE too. And I have to kill it to restart it. Makes you think. And then I have to wait for it to start up and to index. And then I can debug. Wait, what's this? Why do I have a breakpoint here? This is some kind of old breakpoint. We want it to be here. And we are not getting there. Null. If we have an F, why would we have null there? Oh look, now we have a fragment. How do I best identify that this is something that I want? Because I do want this. I want the... This would be in the template. This is this thing. And so I want the actual text fragment to be print out the value of this. Why is it cache assets though? That's probably because that's in the secure page. Yeah, this one actually. It's not this one, it's this one. No. We want to print this out. So we should have a function that figures out, well, we could use the matching here. So we could do preg match, and we use the app. This one we want to test on F, and we want to have matches. Now we should get an ID here. No, why not? Why do we not get an ID? I think this should match actually. Wait, I'm not doing this one right, I think. Ooh. Who wrote that function? Me. I should. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm getting the value of that. Wait. Why is this now? Why has it loaded this into cache yet? It's not in here. Why is this correct? So if the fragment starts being if it's this, then we have one case, and if it's not that, then we want to do all this junk. Because in this one it will be correct. We just want the second case. Right. But in this case, this is already the content. So we want to return the content. Yeah, but that's just this one. And could it be something else? No, because the text elements are split up. So this should be fine actually. If this contains this, we want to just return the fragment. We don't need to unpack this. So if this doesn't start like this, now we should be getting the content correctly. So in the stream, we might already have what we want. Yeah, look here. We have the logo file. That's kind of cool. Do you... No, this one is still broken. I need to fix this. Something is putting this bad boy here into the template. This is entirely wrong. Why are you like this? I'm not filling in scope at some point. So let's go back to, where were we? All the way to, come on. Should have been in here. Let's look at a bunch of protocol streams and see whether they include elements that have unfilled values. This is one of them actually. And in there I should actually put in the scope itself. We can take the fragment ID, get the fragment ID, and when new ID equals the, oh, it's an int. So that should help us with 10. So we want the scope to be in there. And we do want to unpack this. Do we have component scope here? You should have component scope. Right. We have this, we have this. What is the required scope? The required scope is scope. We don't have a case for that yet. So if the no, we actually want let's do if in array, see how simple this is. If in array scope in the required scope, then this key here will be the component scope, but it shouldn't have the null values. Rational. Do you want them in there? So the element that this is pertaining to is the bootstrap column, which takes the scope and makes a column class. That's fine here. So we want the scope to be, we first want to do a clean scope, then for each component scope is key value. If is null, not uppercase V, we want to continue, otherwise we want clean scope key to be the value, and then this is this. So we want to go here actually and see what we put in the scope then. Clean scope is now this, so that should be fine. This should now work. So in the stream we now have scope equals width 10. Great. That's what we want. Do I need to hang on, in the component scope, the key is, I think I'm unpacking this correctly, but we'll see. Maybe not. So this was the first thing. This is already a good W for today. If this is the only thing we got right today, then it's a success. After almost an hour of work. I guess when we get to the dashboard, we're going to see junk. Oh look, this is also good. We are making progress. This is bad. But like the thing that we just did, we can we do that? We should have scope here. So let's look at this value. Copy the name, go to get fragment, and then look for 48. See how nice it is to have numbers. Don't care about this for now. Well, we are in Streamify template. Wait, should we do that there? Should we do that in the unpacking? No, we actually do want to be here. Yeah. But we want to be here for the dashboard. Because this was the one that had issues, right? Or the index 2. No, just the dashboard. This we done beforehand. And then in the dashboard we have this. This is a for each. And in here we should be putting an input, but we're not doing that. And this is the first for each. So we go here. And we should have this reference, and we should have this reference. So I want to go here. References. No. For each references. It's this one. And this is fine. Why are we not putting that in there? Because in the stack we have this. So we want to fill in the resources here. And the scope is... we're not putting it in the scope. Right. I remove that. Let's pull it back. Git. This was line 681. Did I do scope here? I guess I just need to do this. Wait, I have... Oh, sorry. I have the for each scope here. So that means this is wrong. Why am I doing that? That's dumb. This is the error. I guess I replaced that from somewhere else. The same down here. Here we don't have if scope, so that's... Well, the if scope only has the if, and we only care about that here, so that's fine. Well, that should work then. Right? Let's do here and for dashboard. Still nothing. Okay, go back. And let's go to this one for the target. But target. Go here again. And then we want to go to the for each again and figure out why in the stack we don't do this. So second, this is correct. wait. Oh, we already did that. I already filled that in. Was I looking at the wrong one? Yeah, I was looking at the stream. So maybe this is correct already. Yeah, I looked at the stream, but I should look at this one. And here it's correct. Okay, so this is all fine now. This has proper localized scope, except for this one. So we might still need to look at that. That's still an issue. Okay. We're making progress. So we did two things now. We made two things. Okay, so when we get to the thing, this icon, yeah, I guess since this is not a it's not an array, it's this, and this wants me to fill in the resources, and we have scope. So when we get to the fragment being this, it wouldn't have scope. Wait, it wouldn't even be filling in that. We want to fill in the scope here. Kind of. We don't want the expressions. We want this here. But icon, let's go here first to see what we actually get. So now the scope has, there is no icon. So we didn't make that an expression, I guess. Let's look at what this should be. This is in the icon, and we're setting this. So I'm not pulling this into the scope. Which means this is wrong in the stream parsing. Because this should be a proper resolve first. Yeah. So what we actually want to see is for this one, when we make the control stream, and what do we path? Path. Okay, this path, there should be source and HTML. That didn't work. Mm. Oh, public secure. Public. Right. So we have this now. And when we are in the icon, so when the component is tag name equals fa icon, and then we want to be here. So what do we get? We get a component fa icon, and then this here is kind of wrong, and we kind of want to have this special casing here too, because this all deals only with templates. So let's do if the fragment starts with, again, cache template f, then we do all this junk. So let's just put this in here. So we want to be wherever this is. Oh, this is the other one that was breaking, I think. Yeah. Okay. But now we have scope, right? No. We have component scope. And fonts is this. So do we already fill it in here? Can do that. For each component scope, we don't want the null items. But couldn't we also have an expression there? But it shouldn't matter, because whatever we have in the component scope, we should be able to put in there. Yeah, so let's do fragment. New. We want to replace key with the value in the fragment. So when we put the fragment in here, the fragment should now be this. And that's a resource. Why do I have a breakpoint here? You're empty. Wait, what is this fragment? The fragment is not an int. Why do I get here? how does that work? How do you see this? Can you see this? This is not an int. Like, seriously? Let's try that again. Maybe the breakpoint was wrong. I think the breakpoint was wrong. Yeah. It was an old breakpoint. Do we get a good stream now? Because that's all we want. This is working. This is still not working. That's an issue. Wait. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing again. No. Well, that's correct. But this is fine because I'm streamifying. I want to be here and see whether this is filled in. This is fine. This is correct now. I'm not seeing... Oh, this is bad. So we might still have expressions there that we need to fill in, but that's okay. We can deal with that. Because that's just a thing that we didn't get to do in the fill-in resources. Because this here we can actually do this. We can do this, and we can say so this should work. Do I need this at all? Also, this is unnecessary. Shouldn't I be always doing that, no matter what's in there? Let's test this. Maybe we don't need this. Ooh, this is bad. This is bad. Okay, so it's not correct there. We actually want the value there, not the resource. But I think I know how to do that too. Because that should be here. Copy value. And if the string contains this, we first want to do this here. But this doesn't pull from cache. Um, Wait, where did I put that function? Because I wrote a function that unpacks scope from cache. Get nested value. Where am I using that? So I need something like that. Do that in render fragment. So maybe you want to do this up here. Do this. And then do the scope, right? I don't want to interpolate the expressions there. Let's try that. Let's do resolve expressions in the fragment with the scope. And then look at the fragment. So to be here. So get here first and then this. This is fine. It's not working. It kind of feels like a band-aid though. Not quite sure why. But we should be getting good stuff now. Yeah. We fixed it. Does that work? Oh, this is working. Okay. We're still dying though. What is the error? And why is this bad? Okay, that's fine. We know about this error and we don't care. Array given, why can I drop down? Hang on, let me find the line like a monkey. 497. What are you? The scope. Oh, the scope is a scope. So in that case, we just want to put it in there, right? Well, we don't want to put it in there. If is string and string contains, so that should be that out of the way. and then we die somewhere else. We are doing death-driven development. It's a DDD. Okay, so it's the same thing here. So if we will find another one of these. No, we did it. And now, fingers crossed, we're getting a better template. Kind of. This is still broken though. But at least it is an SVG. Kind of. But the logo should look different. Has removed part of what we want. That's not good. I'm not seeing icons in here, so that's bad. This is still mangled. We're still not putting the attributes in order. Because this here has a class, and it has this attached to it weirdly. Wait, but this is... Ooh. Why is it doing that? Like the start tag is mangled. Huh. Do we have that in the cache? Cache, assets, icons. Ooh. This is bad. But this is fine. Oh, I think I know what's happening. It's kind of wrapping it in the comment block. Weirdly. Let's go to... We're also going way too fast. We have to play solitaire in a second to slow down our game. When we go to concat the fragments for the public dashboard, copy value, target is public secure dashboard. See this? This is the issue. Okay, so we now want to know what's breaking here. The stream kind of should be fine. No, wait. Went too fast again. We have stream now. And we should have the icons in there. Like this. But I guess we are doing weird stuff here. Right? Or do we have some other stuff that we end? No, it's just this. And we're pulling this from here. What happens when we get to the fragment? This. Because we should only be getting the cache here. Oh, no, that should be fine. What's the stream so far? Whoop. Is this? Oh, so you're not ending it. We should be ending it. So we go here. Oh, this will never be the type. Right. Because this is else if. We'll need another else case. Else if the string doesn't start with cache template fragment, right? Because that should be cache template, right? And then it's this. Otherwise, it's a text element. Text, and that should fall into the default case, or here where we just pull out the content. Okay, so this and then this, and it doesn't start with this. Other way around. This should now be a text, and since we're ending the other one now, this is fine. We're no longer in a tag, and now you get the cache value, which is the SVG. We put that in there. Nice. And that worked. It worked. Cool. We have icons, and we have this SVG. Did 3 things now. And that means we're going too fast. We need to slow down. Time for the cards. So already we are seeing that we have 19, 18, 16, 17, 15. Where's 20? 20 is kind of buried. So that probably means you want to put it all on the 15 thing. Oh, we also have 8 and 9, which we can put on the 7. But let's do this first. And leave those here. We can always put them on the 19 if we need the 7 here. Because we kind of don't need the king yet. Not unless we get the queen. Do we want this 2? Not really. Do we want... we want this here. The 0 and the 2. Just need somewhere to put the 5. You have too many options right now. And you can always put the 5 in the hole, because the 3 can go on the 4. That's the 6. The 6 is here. So we can get there if we get the 1, which we can get. So we do this. This is actually easier to, and we get the 14. So then we know that we want this, and this, and then we have this. And we have 3 slots, like the 3 things that we did. I feel like I should do my taxes today. Everything seems to be working well, weirdly enough. And I still need to do some of my taxes before we go on vacation. Let's spend... oh, this goes, okay, that's fine. Didn't even need that. We put this down, we get this slot. And then do we want this one first? You can also bounce this here. We have all the free slots. We're definitely not going to play another round, because that one will be definitely a lot harder than this one. Can also get the 3. That doesn't really help us though. Can also get the 8 and the 7. And the 9, but not yet. Let's YOLO this one. Get this, get the 7, 8. Get the 3, get the 9, get the 6, get these out. This is an easy game. We're getting the Hierophant. Ancient traditions exist for you to inherit them. There's an appropriate time for formality and ritual. So let's try to solve this last thing to get 4 things done. And then I think I'm going to end the stream actually, because I don't want to push my luck. I want to end the streaming on a good note. So we want to be in... I'm pretty sure it's actually the concatenation that is an issue here. So let's take the dashboard again and look at the stream first. This is fine. Stream. let's look at the output. Try to see what's wrong here. So this is the icon, this is fine. This is already wrong. No, this is correct. No, this is wrong. We're closing this up too early. Or are we closing it at all? Ooh, this might be the slots. Ooh. And you see how this is wrong. They're kind of not ordered correctly. Because if this was here, it would put it in there. Which might also be the issue here. Oh, and this is also still wrong. Oh, this is also wrong. This is not filled in. We can fix that, I think. And this should be simple, actually. Copy value. And that should be in the Streamify. Oh, control stream. Control stream to fragment stream. And if the fragment is this, we want to know what happens. Because you should have scope. No. So this should be resolved earlier. Yeah. This should be resolved when we put together the control stream. Template, let's go here, and let's see if we are in a component, and then the fragment here is this. We should have component scope here. So yeah, we have a description. That's fine. And I guess in this case we are not replacing it. Hang on. Yeah, we're not replacing this. Why though? This is fine, we have a scope. And then we want to interpolate that with the scope. And the result is what? It's this. You're just printing out the description. do we do that? So we do have a required scope for description, and we have component scope with the description. And that's just, oh, this is bad. Because the attributes where's the part? The part is this. Wait, we're in public page? Oh, in get component. Yeah, that's wrong. Don't want to be in get component. Want to be, yeah. Now we should have scope. Component scope, I mean. Right. So we at least want to be here. Now we get required scope. And we have component scope. Okay, required scope is description. And we have component scope, and we have description. So why is that not being rewritten? Oh, it is rewritten. FS is... this is fine. Maybe I actually don't have this in the template. Source. No, that's dashboard. That should be fine. What template am I in? So this is still index. Let's see when we get to... these are all working, right? Let's look at the output. We have a description here. We have a description here. It's working everywhere but here. And this is the same like root template. Oh, this is a login page. They even have defaults there. We don't have a title though. I think we do want a title. But this should work. Why is it working in one place and not the other one? Okay, now we're in dashboard and we have this. Do we have component scope? Null? Why? That's bad. It's way bad. Do we have a fragment ID? Yeah. It didn't resolve this correctly. This one happened, I think. Yeah. But there's no dot in there. Maybe this is all wrong. This block has fell off for a while. Still all the components. There's a fly. 500 index dashboard. Do you have component scope now? No. Okay. Attribute stream. There's these two. I think I'm going to have to kill a fly a bit. It's again death-driven development. You are what? Title dashboard. See what it even was dashboard here. The key was description. Why is that null then? It can only be this. Wait, attribute of value. Oh, that's also dashboard. That's fine. And don't do anything else with the scope, right? Maybe it takes in this scope? No. That should literally work. Let's do It's still wrong. Attribute content is null. I'm never setting it in here. Okay. But the attribute stream. I'm getting this. Should this always be the case? Wait, what's the attribute name path? Wait. That is wrong. I know why. Oh God. That's nonsense. This is why. I deleted the wrong line. Okay, so that's not a mystery then. That will just work now. Ugh. Okay, so now we have a description. So we have 3.5 things done now. Or 4.5? I've lost count. So I think we're one stage earlier than this. Maybe. Because I think it's already wrong when we make the HMS. No, even earlier. Because we're resolving the component there. Yeah. But let's which one would that be? Because we're doing the attribute stream, and if we have, wait, where was that? Maybe we can kind of delete all this, right? I think we don't need it. But we should done that scope somewhere here. Like injected attributes. Right. So when we're getting here, and we have injected attributes. So what injected attributes do we have? We have these. And the current fragment is a div. Let's go here. You never get there, huh? Okay, so that's already a clue. Seems like this doesn't work. Is the type correct? Oh, it should be an int. So this is an int. Right. I think that was the issue. Because now we should be doing a name class equals, yeah, this is fine. Maybe that was it. What? Oh. No. We've messed up the stream now. In the stream, we apparently now have wrong items. $4740 and 4740 is this. What? Why am I doing that? Why am I not taking the value out of the stream? That's dumb. That means we actually want this, right? Stream fragment. I think so. Now we die though. Good morning. Yeah, the other device, so there's the Haken continue. That one just has like a touch surface that you can get into. Oh look, they even have the Osmos here. So that's kind of way off in comparison to a regular keyboard. And then there is the Rode C-board, I think. And that kind of has key-like structures, but they lack the haptics of an actual keyboard key. So it's kind of keyboard-ish, but not quite the same. And you have to learn an entirely new interface. You can't kind of rely on the keyboard stuff that you had before. But there's things that you can do on this one that you can't do on the Osmos, which is like pressing a chord and then like moving the entire chord. I have a video of that somewhere. How come they don't have videos on here? That seems like a missed choice. A missed opportunity, I mean. And look, you can have keys that glow in colors. That should improve your playing too. Yeah, there's so much stuff like that. I'm actually, we're getting to the end of the stream right now, because I've already done almost 2 hours, and people are going to wake up in this household in a second, so I'm trying to finish some amount of coding, but yeah. This is null. I probably messed that up. So, yeah. The thing... Wait, was the fragment? Okay, so if this is an int, then I need to do that thing. Otherwise, I need to do the original thing, which is just getting the fragment. We're probably going to have to wait with a witness stream for when I get back from vacation, which will be in about 3 weeks. So that's sad. But then we're going to have proper time for that. Yeah, I hope so. We're going to go to France, and then we're going to go to Switzerland. It's going to be fun. Look, it's a little bit better now. It's still mangled though. But we're getting there. Well, I mean, 3 weeks is kind of long. We usually do like 2 weeks, and we're going to go all the way down to here near Strasbourg and do a week there, then do a week near Lucerne, and then we're going to see the Bodensee, this lake up here. So we're going to stay for 2 days up here, and then 1 day up here. So it's like 2 weeks plus 3 days. Yeah, that's kind of the... You do have to go to Europe before you get to any of these targets, I guess. Oh yeah, it will be beautiful. We talked about this earlier on stream, but I want to go to... So we are up here, and I want to get down here to the Eiger, which is the largest mountain in Switzerland and in Europe. And I wanted to go up there because you actually can go up there. There is a train from Interlaken to either Lauterborn or Grindelwald, and then you can take either a cable car or another train that like goes steep inclines, and that goes to a, where was that? I think it's from the Grindelwald terminal. But there's a like weather station somewhere up in the mountains. So you can go into the mountain and there's an elevator that takes you up into the weather station. Yeah, you know, the problem is just that, well, first you have to go by train all the way down here and up here and then there. And that whole trip takes about 3 to 4 hours. And it costs like 900 euros for a family of 5. And paying 900 euros to torture my family by making them sit in trains for 4 hours is kind of, that's not a good day. So, yeah, probably not going to do that. And I mean, I even looked just taking the train to Lauterborn, for example, which is one of the most beautiful towns in here. That alone costs like 400 euros. And as much as I would like to go by train, I can fill up the gas tank in our car like 6 times for that money. So we're going to drive down, hopefully, to Lauterborn. Oh yeah. And I'm going to take a lot of pictures because I'm taking this camera. No. I'm going to do this camera. And then I'm going to take a lot of pictures. Yes. It's a 2870 and it has an aperture of 2.0. These are nice pictures. So when I get back, we are probably going to do like a show and tell stream where I show a bunch of pictures from that. And that will be fun. But we're going to travel all around. We're going to definitely go to Lucerne, because that's also a very beautiful town. We're also probably going to go to Zug and Schwyz. Maybe, yeah. When are we going? We're going on the 4th. Stay a week in France. Stay a week in Switzerland. I'm actually not sure whether I will stream when I get back. So it might be the 25th, but more like the 22nd or 23rd if I can manage. But I will definitely make that like a VOD that you could rewatch if you're interested. Yeah, but so Lucerne, Zug and Schwyz, and then we're going to travel some mountains to take some cable car rides somewhere up there. Yeah, it's been a complete disaster time-wise for me as well, so I can understand. It'll be a lot of fun. And Bodensee is also very nice. It's a huge lake, and it's like on the border between Germany and Switzerland. And I want to go to Schaffhausen as well. It's also very nice. Look at that. Jeez. And there's, I think near here are some waterfalls that I also wanted to go to. Rainfall. This one. Ooh. It's like the Niagara Falls. Definitely want to go there as well. So we are going to stay for 2 days near the Bodensee up here, and we're probably going to do a day here, then stay here for a night, and then either then do 2 days, 1 day on the Bodensee and 1 day on Rheinfall. But not quite sure when we will do what of these. It'll be fun. And I'm going to have to do a lot of driving too. So going down here to France will be 5 hours. So that's like the longest route. And then it's like 3 hours down to Lucerne. Then again like 2 hours to the Bodensee. And then we're going to do a stop somewhere around Frankfurt, like halfway, and spend the night here and then do the rest of the trip here. Because like 5 hours with young kids is already a stretch. And the youngest one is 6, so she can manage like 5 or 6 hours of driving, and that's it. But even on the first trip down to France, we're going to probably do a step somewhere in here. A couple of nice towns on the way too, like Heidelberg. We thought about going to Heidelberg. Spend a few hours there and have something to eat maybe. Oh. Huh. So is that also near Texas then? You're in Texas, right? I think you are. No, it's not Texas. It's Michigan. Right. All the way up on the glove. Well, there's a lot of fishing going on apparently. That's the only pictures for that. It's the guy going fishing. I don't mean to be here. Well. Yeah, that looks like Michigan. It looks cold. So you're from there? From Michigan. Well, Michigan is quite different to Texas though. Oh, you're from California. You've been traveling all around. Okay. Yeah. I mean, not to get too political, but right now you kind of want to escape all the blue states. It's a problem, and especially California. Who? And there's a short list of states that I would migrate to if I could ever manage that. But I'm not sure I could deal with the heat of the lower states. Oh yeah. Yeah. But there are a bunch of climates here that are very similar to Germany, like all up here. The upper New York and Vermont and New Hampshire, they're kind of similar climate-wise. But migrating to the US is kind of a thing right now. It's a situation. Oh yeah. Yeah, New York would be nice too. You want a quiet state if you were to go to the US. Definitely not California. That's not a quiet state. And if you were real quiet, you had to take one of the Wyomings or Montanas. There's nothing going on there. It's a lot colder though too, right? Montana. It already looks chilly here. Yeah. Like a good old Western movie. I could never convince my family to move there. I mean, even German temperatures are kind of stretching it for my wife. Oh, Cyprus, okay. Somebody's avoiding taxes. Yeah. I know a few people who are talking about moving to Cyprus. Like I know a Greek guy who wants to go there. He wants to move back to Greece and specifically Cyprus. But that whole region, you kind of don't want to be there right now. And I read an article that like Cyprus is filling up with expats from Israel, kind of moving there until everything blows over. Oh, nice. Well, it's supposed to be very beautiful, but it's kind of close, you know. Oh yeah, right, and there are a lot of Russians there too. Like Cyprus is a destination for people who want to move their money somewhere else. And that has a lot of implications. Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of distance between whatever's going on here, but I would want to hedge my bets there. Maybe they will do that. Maybe not though. But I mean, Cyprus would already be too hot for my taste. It's probably not that different to Texas though, so you can see why that would work. Yeah. After the bunch of numbers we've done on the Middle East, I kind of want to stay away from that. Death Valley even. Well, yeah, I guess so. I can see that. Ooh. I mean, everything past like 25 degrees centigrade is a problem. And 50 is double that. That's a nope from me. Would not want to go there, even for a vacation. So it's 6:30 now, and people are going to definitely wake up, so I'm going to probably finish on a good note. I didn't get the last thing done that I wanted to get done on the dashboard here, but that's fine. I'm going to work on vacation in the morning, because I usually get up early and do a bunch of hours to get it out of my system. So when I get back, I'm going to do a bunch more of that. Yeah, and we still have to do like a proper witness stream. So when I get back and things have calmed down on your end a little bit, then we definitely have to do that. So, yeah, well, thanks for hanging out, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to the show and tell stream too. maybe we can make that happen. And I'm excited for the trip too. But we still have to do a lot of packing today. We did some yesterday, and today I have to load up the car and stuff. I'm not sure when we're going to start off tomorrow, but we kind of want to hit it early. Get a lot of the road out of the way first. And then stay in a nice place for a few hours until we do the rest to France. So, that'll be it for a few weeks. I will see you then. Bye bye. Take care.